Hi, my name is Justin and welcome to my channel, Nooks Cooks. Today I'm going to teach you how to cook chicken adobo, so let's start. Chicken adobo is a staple of Filipino cuisine and considered by many to be the unofficial national dish of the Philippines. The word adobo can trace its origins to the Spanish word adobar, which means to marinate, but not to be confused with adobo seasoning. Something I want to emphasize about adobo and Filipino food in general is that often the best version is the one that you grew up with. It can vary down to the region of the Philippines or even down to the town. So with that out of the way, here's the version that I grew up with. Starting with the chicken, you can use any cuts you want. White meat, dark meat, or both. You can even use a whole chicken if you have the butchering skills. I prefer drumsticks and skin-on bone-in chicken thighs. I'm going to marinate the chicken in a 50-50 mixture of soy sauce and cane sugar vinegar. My go-to vinegar is Dato Puti. You can find this at your local Asian grocery store or in the international aisle at a Western grocery store. If you can't find it, I've linked it in the video description. Cane sugar vinegar is milder than white vinegar, meaning it's less acidic. So if you have to use white vinegar as a substitute, you can. You just have to adjust the ratio down so you can tone down the acidity. The chicken needs to marinate for at least 30 minutes in the refrigerator. I'm going to marinate overnight to let the marinade really get into the meat and tenderize it.
One day later.
While the chicken finishes marinating, I'm going to mince the garlic and dice the onion. We're going to heat up the pan on medium-high heat, and once it's hot, I'm going to add a little bit of neutral oil. In this case, I'm using vegetable oil. And let that heat up. I'm going to start by browning the chicken thighs skin side down first. And once the skin puts on some nice color, I'm going to turn the chicken over and brown the other side. And do the same thing with the drumsticks. Once the meat is done browning, set it aside in a different dish while still saving the marinade. And then I use the rendered chicken fat to cook on the onions until they're soft. I use onions to add some sweetness to balance out the acidity of the vinegar. Once the onions are soft, add in the garlic and cook until fragrant. Now I'm adding back in the chicken and the marinade. Now I'm going to bring it to a boil. Before I put back on the cover, I put in some fresh ground black pepper. Traditionally, whole black peppercorn is used, but I don't like to accidentally bite into whole black peppercorn. And then I added some bay leaves. I don't know if they add that much flavor, but these bay leaves I foraged myself, so they're a lot fresher than the ones you buy at the store. Once the cover's back on, cook on low for 25 minutes. Now to the most important part, reducing the sauce. Turn up the heat on medium-high. If you learn anything from this video, is that it's to show some patience at this step. The sauce will reduce to about half. I regularly stir to make sure to not burn the chicken. This took about an hour. At this point, the sauce will be thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. And it's done. The adobo's ready. So in my family's native tongue of Kapampangan, we say mangan tamo, which means let's eat. After cooking it down for maybe an hour, all the harshness of the vinegar is gone. And the sweetness of the onion has gotten into the sauce and made it into a nice cohesive dish. Thanks for watching my first video. And if you made it this far, leave a comment down below with what special ingredients you like to use in your adobo. If you want to see more videos like this, remember to like and subscribe. Peace!